A few moments ago, several of your social media posts online, including tweets casting doubt on the Damar Hamlin's cardiac arrest and condition, and disputing that there was an insurrection January 6th, among other tweets. Do you agree with those claims? Do you regret making them? And what is your response to someone who says anyone with those views should not be elected to this office?
First of all, I just would like to mention that if we're going to talk about the tweets, I am looking forward to talking about Mr. Poloncarz' domestic violence incident, because that is very important.
We're going to stay on topic, Ms. Casilio.
If we're going to talk about character.
If you could answer the question, please.
If you read me the dates of the tweets that insinuate that I'm supporting January 6th in any way, I would appreciate it if you read the date.
Well, pull it up here. You said the real insurrection was not on January 6th. There was one tweet on there that says the real insurrection was not on January 6th.
And you're talking about this date being in November. Is that your point is going to be? So does the sentiment, I suppose, change regardless of the date? Doesn't the sentiment stay the same, Ms. Casilio?
How can I know what would happen on January 6th in November? Unless my opponent thinks I have some sort of psychic ability. On January 6th, I was home 6 months pregnant with 2 small children at home. He is taking a comment about a completely separate event in November and somehow trying to give me psychic powers, thinking that I have comments on January 6th. The truth is, I absolutely think January 6th was horrid. I'm glad I wasn't there. I think it's horrible what happened, and I think that those that did destruction at the Capitol should be prosecuted. But my opponent is trying to put me there, stealing the podium at the Capitol. I was home 6 months pregnant.
All right, Ms. Casilio, a tweet from June 10th, 2022, it's a reference to debunked claims that the 2020 election was rigged, and it is followed by the words, the insurrection was not on January 6th. Again, that's June 10th, 2022.
Understand that the worst thing that I did with these tweets is ask questions. And there is nothing wrong with asking questions.
Was it an insurrection on January 6th?
There was not an insurrection on January 6th. There was not an insurrection with the election. Understand this. There is nothing wrong with answering questions, and the biggest problem with these questions is that career politicians, such as Mark Poloncarz, has to then be held accountable and answer questions about what is going on. So that's why it makes it uncomfortable. The truth is that Mr. Poloncarz is using my tweets as a distraction so that we do not pay attention to his 12 years of failed leadership, and that's the bottom line. When I talk to residents of Erie County, as I go door to door in Cheektowaga and in Amherst, I can tell you that they are asking about affordability. They are asking about high taxes. They are asking about the migrants. There are far more important things going on in Erie County that is being poorly run than worrying about the tweets that I had as a private citizen.
All right, let's go to Mr. Poloncarz for 30 seconds.
Once again, this goes fitness to serve. I mean, it was just last September where she posted, I'm a MAGA American, and I'm not apologizing for it. And she did question whether there was an insurrection on January 6th, which we know there was an insurrection. It was an attempt to overthrow our democracy. If you have any questions and you really want to find out about her tweets, go to ChrissyTweets.com. She deleted her account because she didn't want you to know about her extreme views, but we found them. ChrissyTweets.com, and you'll see the truth.
We're going to move